What is up, everybody? So, Kellen Moore is officially the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. He's the 19th head coach in franchise history. Of course, Kellen Moore coming off of that Super Bowl victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought that he called a really nice game in the Super Bowl because the Kansas City Chiefs, they were focused on one thing and pretty much one thing only, and that was stopping Saquon Barkley. They wanted to hone in on this Philadelphia Eagles run game and not get beat by Barkley and make Jalen Hurts and that Philadelphia Eagles offense, the passing offense, beat them. And that's exactly what they did. Kellen Moore, like I said, I thought he called a really nice game. I thought he had some counters to what Steve Spagnuolo was going to throw at him. I thought that he did a really nice job of calling beaters and just the right plays at the right time. So, with that being said, I thought what better way to introduce the new Saints head coach than to go over his performance in the game he called in the Super Bowl on the grandest stage of them all. All right, first play I want to look at here. This is actually on the very first pass attempt of the game, I believe, or at least the first completion here. And I like starting things out slow, right? We're going to get a little motion here. See, okay, is it man? Is it zone? Nobody travels with him, so we know this is zone, right? And this is the perfect call against the coverage that Kansas City calls. So you see late here in the snap, this guy's going to rotate back. We're going to get a two deep safety. We're going to kind of get like a smash return call. So we're going to get like an underneath kind of whip or return route, and then we're going to get the corner by Devontae Smith here. And Devontae Smith is going to come wide open. And Jalen Hurts is going to hit him eventually, but he rolls out of the pocket, for whatever reason. So we're going to take the snap here. You can see Kansas City, their safeties are back, kind of just playing, looks like a form of cover two down here. This defender right here, occupied with A.J. Brown in the flat. And like I said, Devontae Smith breaks off on this corner. And you can see Jalen Hurts is actually like widening it up to throw right here, and he could, right? This is wide open, but he kind of just pulls it back down and runs out of the clean pocket and ends up throwing it anyway, right? Way late on it, but ends up making the completion and getting the first down. Could have probably got a lot more yards if he threw it when it was meant to be thrown, way out here at the 50 at least with room to run. But nonetheless, he got out of the pocket and made the completion anyway. So nice play to open things up from Kellen Moore, calling the perfect play against the coverage that the Chiefs had called. Okay, next play here. I really like this play as well. They're going to run a little Yankee concept with like a shallow cross underneath, and they're going to cover all the bases here to make sure they get somebody open. So once again, Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to rotate to a one high look. You can see this safety rotating down, this guy coming back. And the play call here is good against these one high looks because it puts the deep safety in a bind, right? So we're going to get, I believe it's A.J. Brown on this little shallow cross. We're going to get this tight end here on the deep over. We're going to get the post here from Devontae Smith. And then we're going to get just kind of a clear out route down here at the bottom. Right, so this is, you can kind of see visually what the play ends up looking like. And let's go ahead and press play. So again, Kansas City, you can see they rotate to this one high safety, right? And when you do this, again, you have the post here and then the deep over. So it kind of puts this safety here in a bind. Does he want to follow the post or does he want to nail down on the crosser? Okay. And in this case, he's kind of just late to make a decision anyway. And you can see the tight end just gets kind of lost over the middle of the field with absolutely nobody around him. Okay. It looks like the Chiefs were kind of playing a mix of man and zone coverage, and he just got lost in the shuffle of things. But you can see how everything kind of has a purpose here. So this clear out route down here is taking this defender away. Again, the post is occupying the deep defender. You see he's way back here before he decides to nail down on the crosser. And then the shallow cross is taking away anything underneath. It's taking away two defenders with him. So again, in turn, that leaves the leaves the tight end wide open in the middle of the field, and Jalen Hurts puts it on him, and they get a explosive gain. Really nice stuff from Kellen Moore and the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Next play here, I really like, ends up being almost a touchdown. I believe at first it was called a touchdown, but after review, it was a little short. But I like this because the Chiefs are going to send pressure, and Jalen Hurts essentially has multiple answers versus the blitz. Okay, and first of all, the offensive line and Saquon Barkley do an excellent job of picking this thing up, right? But pre-snap here, I like this. So Jalen Hurts is going to get to the line. He's going to see what they're doing, right? Let me back this thing up a little bit. He's going to look. He's going to go check, check, check. See that? He's touching his helmet. Everybody else does the same. And what I believe is happening is he's telling this receiver up here, hey, we got man coverage. Let's run this double move, right? And that's exactly what he does, and that's who catches the ball. So let's watch it play out first. So you can see there's the stop, double move. boom, almost a touchdown, right? And I think, the reason I believe this is a check because normally this looks like it would be like some type of a levels concept, right? We would have like this guy with an N, this guy with an N, and then this guy would usually have one behind it as well, right? It's like a delay levels concept. But again, Jalen Hurts sees the man covered and he's like, you know what? Let's throw this thing up on a double move. And it works. But the thing I like about this is, again, multiple answers versus the blitz here. And again, the Chiefs are going to blitz, right? So one of the answers is to do what they did, just throw it up and almost score a touchdown. But another thing is here, you got Devontae Smith here in the slot working that short end, and there's no one around him. So if this was covered up, he could easily hit Devontae Smith down here in the middle of the field for another nice gain, right? But I can't go throughout this play or get over with this play without talking about what Saquon Barkley did here in pass protection, because this is a thing of beauty. So the Chiefs are going to bring a couple extra guys from this right side, and I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but just check out Saquon Barkley in this blitz pickup. Boom. That's how you pick up the blitz in the Super Bowl to give your quarterback enough time to make a play downfield. Okay, next one here. Again, what were the Chiefs trying to do this game? They wanted to stop Saquon Barkley, right? And Kellen Moore knew this. So here we have, just check out the box count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Chiefs defenders in the box versus 5 blockers for the Eagles, right? So they have +1 in the run game on here on this play, right? They have the advantage in the run game. They are not going to let Saquon beat them on the ground. And again, Kellen Moore knows this. So what does he do? He knows here that the Chiefs are going to be playing cover 1 with 1 deep safety back. You can see this guy rotating down to take him man cover. So we have man, 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 man. This guy's going to play deep. So man across the board. So we know we only have 1 deep safety back here. So Kellen Moore is like, you know what? Let's spread them out. Let's spread them out. We got a one-on-one down here with our best receiver, A.J. Brown. So we're going to spread these guys out. We're going to throw it to A.J. Brown, and we're going to throw it way down here where this one safety in the middle of the field has absolutely no chance of making a play way over here on the sideline, right? So we're just going to call that, and we're going to throw it to A.J. Brown down here on this kind of back shoulder stopper, right? So let's see. Let's throw it. Back shoulder, right on the money.
Yo, who's scoring big in the NBA this season? I know you are. With more ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From fast break dunks to full court alley-oops to major blocks, it doesn't matter. Get behind your favorite player and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. Here's something special for first timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 and bonus bets instantly. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOT. That's code BOOT, B-O-O-T, for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
You just can't defend a throw that good against a receiver like A.J. Brown. And again, you can see the safety number 6. He's over here. He's trying his heart out to get all the way over here just to provide some kind of help at least. But again, with this spread out formations against one deep safety, there's just no way he can make it all the way over here to help on A.J. Brown, who's down here towards the sideline. And again, when the Chiefs are dedicating themselves to putting an extra defender in the box to help with Saquon Barkley, you leave yourself vulnerable to outside throws like this, again, where the safety can't get over the top, right? If they take one guy out of the box and, maybe have him play over here over top of A.J. Brown, maybe, Jalen Hurts looks elsewhere. But no, they elect to stop the run first. Kellen knows this, so he calls a play to his best receiver on the outside, back shoulder, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts connect. Beautiful stuff. Okay, next one here, and this is only a 7-yard gain, but it's the little details like this that get me fired up about Kellen Moore bringing his offense to New Orleans. So Pre-snap, we're going to motion this guy over. The Chiefs are going to be in quarters coverage, right? And just a quick explanation of what quarters coverage looks like, especially against 2x2. So you have two receivers on each side, but let's focus up here at the top. So in quarters coverage, essentially the guy you're lined up over, right, for the corner and the safety, if they go vertical, it essentially turns into man coverage, right? In vertical, different teams define vertical different ways, but usually it's anything over 5 to 7 yards, usually about that 7 yard sweet spot. So if these two go vertical, so if this guy were to go vertical, he would have a man coverage. Same thing, him and him, right? And I like the way that the Kellen Moore lines his receivers up here and has them kind of release this thing. So right now, pre-snap, we got essentially man, man if they go vertical, right? And let's snap the ball here so we can see how this works out. You can see how they release. So AJ Brown, instead of focusing on like an outside release or an outside trajectory, he's going to end up going more inside, and the tight end is going to kind of release outside of him. So that confuses these two players a little bit on who is responsible for who. So in a perfect world, right, the Chiefs notice this, and this guy would hammer down on, I believe it's his tight end here, and this wouldn't be such a wide open out route. But because they got confused pre-snap, and they both take AJ Brown vertical, it leaves the tight end wide open. So again, let's take a look again how they were lined up so we can see how it worked out. So AJ Brown right now is his guy, right? But it ends up to where AJ Brown takes a more inside path, and these guys kind of switch release a little late, so it just confuses them. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so right now he's focused on AJ Brown. But as he comes inside, okay, this guy, this safety, he's like, okay, now AJ Brown is mine. So at this point, he should be worried about this tight end here, because now the tight end has broke that barrier for a vertical route, and he should be hammering down on the out route. So again, it's only like a 7 yard completion, right? But it's just a little details about the offense that get me fired up, because it's the details that matter, right? It's a game of inches, football is, and certain things like this matter a lot, especially within the details of an offense, and really especially going against a defensive coordinator and a defense like the Kansas City Chiefs have. So really, really good stuff here from Kellen Moore with the details of the game to get his guy wide open. Now this play here, this is a touchdown to AJ Brown, and the clip doesn't show the beginning of it enough, right? But they hurried to the line and kind of muddle huddled or sugar huddled, which basically means they just hurried up, huddled, went to the line, and snapped the ball, and they scored a touchdown. And I like this because, number one, the play you run, they're running mesh, right? They have all these crossing routes in the middle of the field running into each other. I mean, look at all these routes into each other, right? And it confuses the defense, and it leaves AJ Brown in man coverage against a linebacker, and he's wide open for a touchdown. But again, Kellen Moore actually talked about wanting to use tempo, how he uses tempo in all of the places that he's coached. And this is a good example of it right here. They get right to the line. Again, it doesn't show that part, but they get right to the line. They hurry up and they call mesh, and the defense isn't lined up properly. They're not set properly. Everybody's confused. And then when that happens, you end up with a wide open receiver for a touchdown. And again, it's just a really good example of how you can mix in tempo to really mess with the defense, especially down here in the red area where you have a chance to score a touchdown. Okay, final play I want to look at here. This is going to be the touchdown to Devontae Smith off the play action. Pretty much put the dagger in the hearts of the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, I love the play call, because even when the score is 33-0, Kansas City Chiefs are loading the box to stop the run, right? And essentially at this point, it's what you expect, right? You expect the Philadelphia Eagles turn around, hand it off to Saquon, run the clock out, get out of there with the victory. But Kellen Moore says, you know what? No, we're going to put one more in you, or we're going to throw this thing deep to our receiver up here at the top of the screen against press coverage. And again, the Chiefs are loading the box here, but it looks like they're in kind of press quarters. So we're going to have like a press here, quarters, and then this guy's going to rotate out. So essentially you have a 4 deep look, right? Two deep safeties with the corners playing press on each side. And it's the perfect play call again. So let's watch this thing play out here. So they're going to go play action again. They're expecting the run. Look at all these guys, all these second level defenders come up trying to play the run. And then play action, take a shot, boom, touchdown. But let's look at the route and how this thing plays out. So down here at the bottom of the screen, you're going to get AJ Brown is going to run a deep in, okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to occupy this guy, and that's going to occupy this guy, which this safety is supposed to be back here playing this quarter of the field, but the deep in by AJ Brown occupies him, and he kind of bites down on that. So that takes these two defenders out of the way, right? And then up here at the top, you have Devontae Smith just running right by his guy on the post for the touchdown. But this quarter safety back here should have been there to help. But again, we're manipulating the rules of the defense for Kellen Moore, right? This guy should be back here, but they're going to run this tight end on this deep sail route. So they're going to run him on a deep out route, and that safety has no choice but to take that and bite down on that tight end, and that's going to leave essentially, a one-on-one for Devontae Smith up top. So let's watch it through here. Okay, again, we're in the pistol. Play action works beautifully because everybody's expecting run, right? And let's take a look at these two safeties. So this safety right here, look at him keying A.J. Brown. He turns around on that. That takes him away. Okay, let's back it up one more time, and this time we'll focus up here at the top. So we got this tight end here kind of in this wing, and he's going to be running this deep sail. And you can see the safety back up right now, right? Check this out. Deep out, safety, bites down on it. Devontae Smith is already 3 yards ahead of his guy. Jalen Hurts with a beautiful throw for the touchdown to essentially seal the deal to win the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, really nice performance from Kellen Moore. Called a beautiful game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Really knew what to expect from Steve Spagnuolo. Handled the blitz as well. And he knew that the Chiefs were going to load up against the run. So he knew that they had to have a really nice performance in the passing game to get the job done. And they did exactly that. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.